Hey Corey, this is Joel. It was great to hang with you today there, Ben, and learn a lot. Very, very constructive about all that stuff we did today. This is the same swing. It's from August 8th of last year, right about the time that you were headed out to Denver. And again now, the face there is parallel to the plane line, which is fine, and in a lot of ways that's textbook according to a lot of people. But like I was showing you today, there are ways where you could get even more straight up and down. And then from face on, we can see how it looks. And you see there's some things going on there, buddy, that you and I weren't crazy about, but it was feeling quite good for you then. And I wasn't. And the only thing we were thinking about there, I'm pretty sure, was just try to still make it a little tighter, a little less hip turn there to, again, not have that driver going back quite so far. Oh, no, that's right. Now that I think about it, yeah, we don't mind the driver being a little past parallel back then. But now you're seeing, now you can really see, especially getting on the K-vest, you can see how the plaid moving there would be that flat line on the K-vest, the plaid of your slacks, your shorts moving there through impact would show up on the K-vest as that flat line through impact instead of the dropping line more so. And of course the length of the swing, that right leg straightening up a little bit, and then of course that right leg moving a lot right through impact. All those things are indicative of things that, again, as you and I talked about today, man, to tighten all that up, when we've tightened that up over the years, when you've tightened that up over the years, it's really helped things get a lot better. And then to give you just an idea here, like we looked at earlier today, it's not like this is perfect or anything by any stretch, but it's just one example. How much that face can be more solid through impact as opposed to how that face can be much more turned over at that point through impact up into somebody's follow-through. See how much more horizontal that yellow line is there instead of more vertical, even up at this late point in the follow-through. See how vertical that is there. And then again, to see a real extreme example, right? This would be a real extreme example. Right? No hands through impact. And the hips definitely turning through impact instead of stopping. But then here's that beautiful look up at the top. Beautiful look there, isn't it, buddy? Those hips starting the downswing first. And just to give you another example. Just to give you another example, up in that follow-through, a little more turned over club face. Club face there is parallel to the plane line pretty much at that point. Again, to give you a couple little ideas here about Sergio. And again, I'm going to find some more recent ones here of Sergio for you because I think that'll be a lot of fun for us to see in a lot of ways. Obviously it's a little blurry there on this one, but I'll show you another one. This one will be more clear. Again, parallel to the plane line there at that point with that club face. And then if we want to look at some Corey from last year, more in December. Ooh, that one looked pretty good with the length of the backswing there, didn't it, with that iron in your hand. That's right about where we've seen it be good over the years. So there's just some there, man. We very well look back at some other ones too. But I think there's a lot of constructive conversation there today, man, about a lot of good topics. So talk to you soon.
Okay, now we're going to look at the deep squat. We're also going to convert to the K-trainer. We're going to look at some movement. What we're only going to look at is side bend movement with the K-trainer, okay? Okay, put your arms over your head. Let's have you do a squat and let's see what it looks like. Good. Come back up. Do another one. A couple of dysfunctional moves. As you can see, the K-vest turned red a couple times. Well, what I normally see. I normally see an athlete go down a little bit. This is what I normally see with some of my athletes. That's about it, as far as we go. We'll see the knees come in together. We'll bend them together. And as you can see, it totally turns red on the K-trainer there. Some of the corrective exercises that we certainly would do, don't just have a gentleman hold your weight, 10-pound weight straight out here. What this weight does, starts to engage the whole core. Now do the squat. And how much easier that is. The weight just drags you right down, the core is activated, the hips totally open up. Some of the other things that we do to correct this is where you're the cheater, put your heels up on the board, and now do your squat. A little bit of rotation at the bottom of the squat. Much better than it originally was.
This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlink. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment. And we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. And then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied and things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is with the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we come back inside take off our coat and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.